Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
And I'm Greg Warren.
Greg Warren, good to see you again. How you doing?
I'm doing great, buddy. It's nice to see you.
It's nice
It's
to
been
be
a while.
alive. This is embarrassing. Last time we talked, for some reason during the show, you can hear all Greg's shows at keithandthegirl.com/Greg Warren. I was having trouble breathing. Now, you're a funny dude, but it still fucking scared me enough to go to urgent care.
Yeah, I think I was urging you to go to urgent care at that point. Because you were like, I don't know, and I'm like, this sounds like heart stuff, man. I mean, we're in a similar age range, and I was like, this is,
Right.
yeah, like that's the problem. You get a certain age, and it's like 95% not heart, 5% heart. You got to go still do it because if the 5% wins, you're done. You're finished. There's no
Sure.
coming back. Yeah, it's over.
But it's easy for you to know, like, hey, Keith, maybe our late 40s isn't so old, but at the same time, something's going on. But with that said, are you good with yourself? Or do you realize, hey, we are of a certain age and we realize most things do pass? Are you good at taking care of yourself?
I think so. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
let's say I know, like everything else in life, I know when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what
Okay.
I mean? Like it's like I know how to live now. I know what to eat and what supplements to take and now there's times when I don't do that, but at least I know, hey, you can't keep this up. Like you're wrong here.
Right.
We need to make an adjustment at some point. Just like I know sort of not over in a small amount of time how to create maybe a good hour of comedy, but over a 2 year period, I know what I need to be doing for the most part during that 2 year period. Now, and
Right.
it doesn't mean I'm doing it every day, but at least I know in the back of my head, like I this wasn't a day that was going to help you in any way.
Right now you're in a hotel.
Yeah.
Are you and you like, I don't know if you just find yourself doing that because that's a job or you like doing it, but you definitely go on the road a lot. Your calendar's always
Yeah.
filled every year, and we talk about this. Are you eating salads and shit?
Yeah, man. I mean, I will, if you don't mind, I'll go to the
Please.
refrigerator behind me and I'll show
Yeah.
you.
That looks like my New York City apartment. Everything's at the ready. Somebody will bring something up on the Keith and the Girl, and I'll go like, "Oh, I have it right. Oh, the megaphone, it's right here. How's everything right there? Oh, $2,000 a month. Everything's right at my fingertips."
Hold on. Sorry, I couldn't hear you for a second.
Oh,
This
that's
is
okay. Your hotel is bigger than my New York City apartment, and you were able to walk around and lose your headphones for a second.
Yeah, this is the key to everything right here. Keith, it's a bag of broccoli.
Okay.
Okay. I find if I have one of these or a half of one of these every day,
Oh, not a
things.
bag, just one floret.
No. One
Okay.
bag of broccoli. The goal is
Okay.
to eat one bag of broccoli a day on the
Okay.
road. Okay. I'd rather cook it, but that's not
Sure.
an option. Okay.
Right.
So yesterday I got into LA. I went to the Whole Foods and I got some of these broccoli bags. Couple of things on that. Uh, couple of things here. I get to the hotel and it's a Hilton Garden Inn. And
Okay. Congrats.
yeah, thanks, but listen, I've got some status with this organization and what they call silver
Okay.
here. So I get here, I go upstairs. I had bought my broccoli and a few other things, some carrots, and I'm like, they don't have a refrigerator. There's no refrigerator. They always have a refrigerator, at this
Right.
type of a hotel. And the guy, I go downstairs. I'm like, "Hey, is there no refrigerator?" And he goes, "No, there is." He goes, "You know that thing that looks like a drawer that you would pull out horizontally? It's actually a door. So you just pull on it and it comes out vertically." I'm like, why are we hiding?
Right.
Why are we trying to
Why are we
confuse?
hiding an amenity?
Yes, we're hiding an amenity, and it's like this isn't what do they call those bars that are hidden and you don't know it's an actual bar? Speakeasy. This isn't a
Yes.
speakeasy. Like, why are we trying? It's not a secret compartment or something. I just had to take another trip down to the front desk, and I'm not angry about it, but I feel like for you
Right.
guys, you just to make it cute, now you have to answer questions from idiots like me. And I didn't say this to him, and I'm guessing if I did say it to him, he's like, no, actually, the one out of
Right.
17,000 idiots that actually didn't get that there was a refrigerator back there.
Right. They didn't even go, oh, we get this. Let me cut you off to save you time. It's the second drawer. Do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
think it's because if they made a production, it's the fridge, you'd be like, what kind of bullshit fridge is this? But now that it's like a small little baby ass fridge, but it's
Yeah.
tricky, you're like, oh, clever. It looks like my sock drawer.
Yeah, and maybe that was a little wasted on me. Maybe I should appreciate some of that a little bit more. And I'll tell you one thing I do appreciate about this fridge, and just for those of your listeners that don't travel as much as I do, a hotel fridge, man,
It
I
changes
would say
everything.
8 out of 10 times it's going to be at some setting that is so cold that
Yeah.
the stuff's going to be frozen and you're going to throw it away. You don't have time for it to thaw. I feel that once the broccoli freezes, it's never going to be any good.
Sure.
So, and a lot of times you'll be like, well, where's the dial to sort of get it right? And I can't ever tell which is cold or which end of this is 10 the coldest or the warmest. So I just try to put it at 5. I figure if it's in the middle, I'm fine.
Right.
Okay. But a lot of times the numbers are worn off and you can't even see it, or it's in the back. You got to pull the refrigerator out. So I will say this about the Hilton Garden Inn in Burbank, California. Man, it is a very visible knob. It is right up front. I just went right and made the adjustment. So I gotta give it up.
I go with whatever number is most faded. And I'm like, I guess people know.
Well, you're a gambler, man. That's just your nature,
True.
I'm gonna put this back in the
Oh yeah, don't spoil it because us.
Yeah,
no, I'll continue. In the meanwhile, you can take a look at GregWarrenComedy.com. 21st of this month, he'll be at in Irvine. May 30th and 31st, Greensboro, North Carolina. Do you like the country more than the city? You've lived in New York. Do you still live in New York? I mean, you're on the road all the time. Who cares?
No, I live in St. Louis now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I enjoyed my time in New York a lot. But I think I'm happy that I don't live there anymore. I mean, I miss a lot of the guys, a lot of you guys, a lot of the comics, the community there. And there's a lot of that feeling that anything amazing could happen.
Yes.
But I grew up in the suburbs. I've always been a road comic. Like I'm out every weekend. So it's like, after a while, it was like going from the chaos of the road right back into this other chaos called New York City. And I living in the suburbs, it's just there's always a Starbucks with a bathroom that doesn't have a lock or a code on it,
or somebody dying in it,
or somebody dying, or somebody doing some sort of illicit drugs.
I was saying the other day, I was on the subway, and this guy in a suit takes his hand, wipes one of those subway columns, and sniffs it. And I'm like, I don't think I'm going to miss this, to be honest.
Nah, I was in the city last week, and I just went for a walk, which is great. You can walk around and just sort of like everything's happening. But I overheard probably 15 phone conversations. None of the people that were having these phone conversations seemed like they were reasonable.
They can't be anybody on the other end. It's unhoused, trying not to look insane. They're holding up a phone.
Yeah. You're like, sir, that's a banana. We all know it's a banana. No, but there were people I think that might have actually been having phone conversations. But I was like, every one of these people were so sure of themselves. Like there was nobody that was like indecisive or like, I don't know. Or
you gave me a lot to think about.
Yeah, you've given me a lot to think about. Nobody said anything like that. They were always very, very sure that they were right. And honestly, a lot of it was combative,
Right. They're all on the go therapists.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
You're not listening. Trains going by and all that.
Yeah.
Greg's new stand-up album is out right now. Special video, whatever you call it. The Champ. It's on Nate Bargatze, the great comic. He has a company now, and it's on his YouTube. Congrats.
Thanks, buddy.
I love it. You're always great. You can't go wrong to see Greg Warren live. I'm not done talking, Greg, please.
Yes.
You can't go wrong to see Greg Warren live. Do yourself the favor. When did it come out, and were you nervous? Even though you know what you're doing, were you nervous?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, for a million reasons. Yeah, it came out 2 days ago. So we're recording this on a Sunday. It came out on Friday. And you're nervous for a million reasons. Like, are people going to hate it? Do I look, does it look bad? Is anybody going to watch it?
Right.
And those things go against each other. It's like, man, if I look bad, I'm not sure I want anybody to watch it. But we did this so we could get a lot of people to watch it. The last one I did was successful. It sort of, changed my career in a way. And it was on Nate's channel. And I'm like, are we
salesman, right?
Yeah, thank you. Are we off to as good of? Are we going to get off to as good of a start as that thing did? And if we don't, should I just quit comedy? All these things are going on, man. And then I read comments. You probably shouldn't, but overwhelmingly they're nice.
Okay, good.
There's always somebody, that, and it usually has something to do with is this sissy wearing eyeliner? Is usually I get something or
right. Do you feel like you may like maybe your politics are like fuck this JD Vance, but at the same time when they talk about his eyeliner, you're like it's a condition.
Yeah, I mean I have the same thing as JD does. I think it's I don't even know what it is, and I've they said it to me when I was in the third grade, so and I don't care. But sometimes they'll be general. They'll be like, whoever did this guy's makeup should be shot, and I find myself wondering like. Because we had some color correction issues and there's a little bit of a camera focus issue. So I'm like, I look like I'm wearing more makeup than I did, are they talking about my eyes? Because if they're talking about my eyes, I've been here. People have said everything they want to say about my eyes. If they're talking about, I usually just write back. They're like, is this guy wearing eyeliner? I'm like, no, I am wearing blush. I'm wearing blush.
Right. You use your own name though. You don't act like I'm the fucking makeup person. Let me tell you something. I was not hired.
Yeah. You get a lot of those comments. It is nice though. After having gone through it several times, they don't. Anything negative doesn't hit me as hard, and I should say like they're 95% positive, and it's in a nice way.
Right?
So,
Is being neurotic like I don't know? Is that what makes you ironically go into comedy? Is it hey we were nervous about life, but now you have to pay to hear the clever things that I'm telling you? Like it is funny. Like that seems like a job where you're sure of yourself. But it's the opposite. Will they like me this time? When I would do a stand. This is ridiculous, but I would only do a stand-up show literally once a year.
I heard that
settled as an album. But I bring it up to say every year I come out and there's and people filled it up, and I'm like, oh, but thank God. Now, meanwhile, obviously, kind of knows we sold tickets and people did come, but at the same time, I hope they give us shit today.
Yeah. Well, first of all, like when I first heard about you, it was my buddy Jason Canner told me about you. He was like, yeah, there's this guy in New York, man. He does this great podcast, and he does stand-up once a year. And I'm like, well, this person's a maniac. Like, how could you do stand-up once a year? Yeah, it's like you're crazy. Like, were you not terrified? I need to say these things several times for me to not stutter all over them.
I'm not necessarily making this shit up. I do practice at home. I turn the TV on low, as if that's somebody being too loud at the bar. So like somehow I would hear that. That's
a great technique, man. I've never heard of that.
If the mail comes, I'm like, all right, how would I deal with somebody, somebody's phone going off? That's the door alarm. Yeah, so and then I'd put stuffed animals around and shit to I think that the hardest part of that is the applause breaks that go on way too long. I'm like, please, nobody relax. You know, I have to get this practice out.
I'm not familiar with this response. Well,
I made it all up. Nobody's there, so but it goes on forever. I'm telling you. I think what made me think I'm okay with doing that is that I do rate books, and when I give it to you, that's it. So do I believe in it or do I not believe in it? And I would see, I started doing stand-up at Surf Reality, a place like Anything Goes Art House. And I did that every weekend for a year. And I'm not saying I did my 10,000 hours in that, but that's when I did it regularly. And then Kemda, my ex-co-host, she's a real go-getter. And she's like, then let's do a fucking album. That's how that started. And of course, I kept going to comedy clubs, and you hear the comedian saying you got to keep going up on stage. But I see these comedians, even pro ones, and I'm like, that's the fifth time you've told this joke that I've heard, and
Yeah.
it never went over. So I don't think
Yeah.
that's what it means by keep going up. It's
Yeah.
not good. You're not changing the words ever. So I don't think you're doing something better than I'm doing.
Yeah, no, that's and I think that is sort of interesting, especially in the early years of stand up, because you're like, you get mixed up between, am I just I need to be able to get the words all out without stuttering, so it may
Right.
take me 10 times to do that. So I am saying the same thing. And so I have been in that situation where it's like, I've essentially said the same thing these last 5 times, but I didn't stutter, or I eliminated
Right.
just a little thing here, and then I found the rhythm. I was breathing
Right.
the right way when I said it this time. But also I have seen the other side of it. It's like, yeah, that guy just keeps saying the same thing and
Yeah.
nobody laughs. Like, it's like, what are you doing, man? You have to change.
And
Or
I will record myself and hear it back and all that
yeah,
stuff. And when you do it by yourself to yourself, you can go fuck and just redo that part over. You can't in the club. You're like, I hope I remember that. Okay, that I fucked up.
yeah, that's crazy, man. That's great. That is
But it's
yeah.
fun. With that said, you can look it up and judge now. Look up Keith Malley wherever you get your shit.
Yeah, man.
I want to go over some new stuff with you, and then talk about, of course, your album in a little more detail. This week, sometime I'll go over what's going on with the Puff Daddy trial. I'm not necessarily caught up, but I do see that 50 Cent, who for whatever reason hated P. Diddy for quite some time, is really getting off on really getting excited and horny over Diddy and him being in court. And he tweeted out, or Instagram, whatever it is, defendant Combs released plaintiff Jane Doe's neck and held her arm down while using the other hand to swiftly unbuckle his belt and pants before pulling out his erect, bare-skinned penis, which appeared to be the length and grip of a huge Tootsie Roll. And then 50 Cent shows a picture of a Tootsie Roll. It's like, you don't want your dick looking like that.
Yeah. That's
Now that's a rat beef.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, that is. And there's a lot wrong with that, and that, like, the thing that he found the most embarrassing about all this was the Tootsie Roll thing.
Right.
Like, yeah, yeah. There's a lot else that was really wrong in there.
Well, that shit's not funny, but the Tootsie Roll is funny.
Yeah.
And 50
Yeah, you're
Cent
right.
goes,
Yeah,
that's why he was jerking off in the corner. Diddy, I did know that, again, I'll get into more this week, but Diddy brought the Holy Bible to court, and that's a move.
yeah. I think that's a huge move. There's some gangster movie with Dustin Hoffman where I think he pulled that one.
Yeah, who did it recently? The guy that played is a Kang in the Avengers movies. He was what's his name? Fuck. Anyway, I can hear the audience yelling it. But yeah, he was accused of physical abuse minimum, and he came in with the Bible, and I guess it works.
Remember when the guy, the town preacher in Blazing Saddles, held the Bible up,
Yeah.
and then it got shot, I think, and then he said, "You're on your own, son."
That's right. That's right. Like if you have a fight with like your girlfriend, can you go, hold on one second? Can you bring the Bible into
Yeah,
it? Now
I think you can.
you were
Yeah.
saying, go on.
Yeah, yes.
Grammy-winning singer Chris Brown was charged why did you pick these stories? I don't remember, Greg. Grammy-winning singer Chris Brown was charged Thursday in
did
England
not.
for allegedly beating a music producer in a London nightclub in 2023. Not Chris Brown. You're blowing my fucking mind.
Wow, this
It's got to
guy-
be tough being a judge, right? When you're like, oh yeah, Chris Brown from the Rihanna when you shoved her head into a car door and slammed it on. That objection. That was totally different and unrelated.
Yeah, man, that guy. I think he's had his 3 strikes. That
I would think.
Yeah, and is he? So he's not in prison, or
No, he's dancing. He's parkouring. Maybe they can't catch him.
he does parkour?
Yeah. He was in show Taken, a movie Taken. Is it Taken? Yeah, Takers, and the Four Thieves, and he's one of them, and he does his dancing building to building, and the cops can't catch him. It's a good movie, unfortunately. I say that because
Yeah.
he's a piece of shit, and it's a good movie.
Yeah, yeah, that happens. You know,
Yeah,
that
it's
yeah,
too
yeah,
bad.
talented people and there's a lot of really nice people that are talented and a lot of great athletes that are nice people and there's a lot that aren't.
You should be able to put like special skills. Did not rape. Did not beat up my girlfriend. Just throwing that in my resume. Like, can I be hired instead of a Chris Brown? Can you dance? Well, not really. No.
No, no. What about parkour, Keith? How are you with parkour?
That sounds like dancing to me. I don't think so.
Yeah, man, can I not dance? Jeez, oh, Rizzo.
They they told uh okay, so here's another story. The guy that shot Mario Luigi, he shot the United healthcare
Right, right. Yeah,
person, and we have video. It's pretty clear in the back, in the with the lights kind of on, street lights on and everything. And they said, okay, we're gonna try him for the death penalty, and people are shocked. I'm like, well, I think I'm on the fucking dude's side, but at the same time, I think you gotta, I think you
yeah.
gotta go for the death penalty when you say it's all about the video. I don't know how Puff Daddy doesn't get the death penalty after that violent video in a hotel room, but yes, you saw him pull out the gun and shoot him pretty brazenly. I think you gotta go for the death penalty.
And are they saying he didn't do it, or they're saying he was crazy, or
We
what?
don't know yet. We don't know
Okay,
yet.
yeah, yeah.
But he said not guilty. I'm like, I think you're guilty.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they're going with the sort of malfunctioning streetlight defense,
Right.
which is or
You
maybe
can't
they,
tell what you're seeing from different angles.
yeah, or maybe it's like one of these, like, hey, these things are there's a lot of mirrors that can do tricks in these streetlights.
Right.
Somebody might, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You turn it upside down. The old woman's a young woman. I mean, you don't know. United. That sounds like something they would do in like My Cousin Vinny. Look at this picture of
Yeah,
a
yeah,
woman.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
an old woman. Is it? Turn it upside down. You're free to
Yeah.
go. It's a young woman.
Man, they flipped that trial around quick, didn't they? And that,
Yes.
and I mean, she was, and they without even talking, he knew she was going to come through.
He's good.
And she delivered. She delivered with very, very confidently, and she's so attractive and pretty.
Yeah.
Yet knows a ton about cars. Which I mean, that was fantastic right there.
Her next case, like he keeps doing cases, she keeps being a witness, and she
Yeah.
explains like, well, it couldn't have happened because to get the grease off your face before you put on makeup, you use an acetone 7.
Yeah. Hey, man, that last part there, you were her. You were Marissa Tomei. Just
Thank
so
you.
you know, if somebody asks, like, can you do a
Thank you.
Marissa Tomei impression? That last, if we could just, the last like 2 seconds, you were her.
It came slowly. That's a gift from God. What I do with that gift is my gift back to God.
Yeah. It was really good, though.
Thank you.
Really,
Thank
I
you.
was transported.
UnitedHealth Group, one of America's biggest corporations, is in crisis mode. Last December, Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare Unit, was shot and killed outside a hotel in Midtown Manhattan, of course. After an extensive manhunt, the suspected gunman was charged with stalking and federal murder. United Health had Andrew Whitty take over as CEO, but 5 months later, he announced plans to step down, quote, for personal reasons. Yeah, because you saw the fucking comments on YouTube. They are far and away, United Healthcare, far and away denied the most claims of any insurance
Oh,
company.
really?
Yes.
I'm trying to think if I had him.
If you had them as your healthcare? Ah, shit, I lost you. Come on. There we go. There we go.
Yeah,
You just
I
got to
can hear
yell.
you now.
Were you saying you had them as your healthcare?
I think I might have had him. I've had them all, Keith. And man, I got
They do give plastic cards. You don't got to cut them out of paper.
yeah.
So they
man,
were the real
it-
deal.
It is,
in
and I
that
still have a
regard.
plastic card. I got one here, which thank you for remembering that. It's very important to me. It's a very thin piece of plastic, but it's still plastic.
Okay.
But I gotta say this because I spent a lot of time in my act complaining about insurance companies. I've got Aetna now,
Okay.
and I have some stomach issues from time to time, and I had to get this this
Really? With the
medication.
broccoli?
Yeah, well, I told you I know when I'm not doing what I was supposed to, and for about
Okay.
6 months I was not doing what I was supposed to. I was just eating
Okay.
like a maniac, and a lot of if I can't be messing around with dairy and gluten on a
Oh, shit.
in a excess, and I was getting way into it for
Gotcha.
6 months. It's stupid. So I have there's just this medication. It's called Xifaxan, okay, and it's for a small intestine overgrowth or something, and
Oh,
it's a miracle drug, and they don't want to, when you prescribe it, the insurance companies don't want to pay for it because it's like
right.
$2,500 for a 10-day thing. And so I got it, and I was just sure in my mind, I was like, okay, I have to pay the $2,500 because my insurance company is in the past has never paid for anything,
Right.
you know? Um, and I'll be darned, dude. They came through. So I got to give it up that Aetna did come through.
They did something. Yeah.
Yeah, Aetna came through, and I didn't pay a nickel for this Xifaxan. And yeah, it's I got to you got to be fair, right? As much as I've said
Sure. As
bad things,
you pay your thousands of dollars, and one time they showed up, and you got
they
it
did.
fair is fair.
They showed up, man. Aetna showed up in a big way. Yeah,
Right. That's a low bar they got, but yeah, good.
yeah.
I have a bad knee, and my doctor was telling me some kind of injection that like kind of turns into a foam inside your body, and helps with these joints. And I go, okay, I'll do it. I don't give a fuck. I'm sick of this knee problem. He's like, yeah, it's about the $2,000 a thing. You're gonna need 8 things, and I'm like, yeah, how much is surgery? And he goes, free. I'm like, what the fuck, planet?
Yeah, what are we doing here? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And he
yeah.
goes, because people are scared to get surgery, so they might not do it. So
Yeah.
insurance will cover the surgery, but not the simple things that will work even better. Period.
Right. Can you get surgery? Are you going to get surgery?
I am going to get surgery. I'm moving, so I'm
Okay.
moving to Charlotte soon. So otherwise, if I was here for longer, I would get it done here. But I will get it done. Yeah, the surgery doesn't scare me.
I bet you there's some great surgeons in Charlotte.
I bet they're cheaper, anyways.
Cosmopolitan city, man. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I bet the lobby probably has barbecue.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I like some
Yeah.
barbecue.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude, the food is great. I would visit my girlfriend every month for about 5 days, and I do love Charlotte. I've been in New York City as comparison for about 30 years, almost 30. Yeah, I like the whole vibe, and I was in my apartment packing up boxes and doing final shits I have to do around the city. I wasn't sad for a fucking second.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think
man.
I
I
think
think
I'm good.
you're gonna do. I'm going down there this summer, man. Hopefully, I'll see you. Yeah.
Say hi. I have a
Yeah.
spare bedroom. I'm gonna rent it out $2,000 a month to city people.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fuck yeah. Stephen Hemsley, the health insurer's board chairman and former CEO, replaced Whitty. Then UnitedHealth abandoned its 2025 financial guidance, blaming higher than expected medical expenditures. This week, the Wall Street Journal reported that the Justice Department was investigating UnitedHealth for possible criminal Medicare fraud. I don't think they can bring this up during the Mario case, but if they can find a way to let the jury know. And in response, the company has
Oh,
seen its stock lose nearly $300 billion in value, and its share price plunged to its lowest level since April 2020.
so and they can't. Were you kidding, or can they not bring this up in the trial?
I don't see, I think it'd be like, you committed fraud. What's that have to do with a murder? But that's the point.
Well, I mean, there's a little thing called eye for an eye, and
There's a little thing called withdrawn.
yeah,
Whatever happened to withdrawn?
yeah. No, no,
My
no,
bad, jury.
this guy was in obviously I don't know, psychopath,
Sure.
sociopath, misguided, and you can't be shooting people. But yeah, it sounds like it in his own way. He did sort of. Do you think they would have found this stuff if he hadn't have shot that guy? I should. It's irresponsible. To even
No,
say that.
no, I hear you. It happened, and this is what's happening.
Yeah.
It's in CNN's 5 things you should know. I doubt it would be in the 5 things I should know.
Yeah. So, and you're saying of all the insurance companies, these guys,
The worst,
the
the
worst.
deliberate worst at not giving you claims, not giving you medicine, not giving you care. Yes,
Wow. Well, yeah. Okay. Then it sounds like they're, short of the murder, the rest of it, it sounds like they're getting some of what they.
and the murder's not keeping me up. There, I said it.
Wow. I
Hey,
can't.
hey, I'm
Yeah.
from the city right now for the next 2 weeks. I say whatever the fuck I want.
You're right, man.
I'm
It's
not
going to be
putting you
interesting.
on it.
No, it's just going to be interesting to call you in 2.5 weeks when you're in Charlotte, and
I'm
it's
like,
a whole,
that's human life,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah. It's a whole different, a different guy. Yeah.
I don't know. You can't solve
And
things
do
with
you think
violence.
are you gonna make this change on just on the drive down there, or
Yeah, yeah. As soon as I buy the one-way ticket, it's gonna change.
it's gonna change? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So while you're in the city and you're in possession of this ticket, you may be a little more understanding.
I might
And
practice. I might rehearse alone so that when I'm ready in Charlotte, I know I talk like how people talk. Where you go, do you? I'm. Here's what I'm most nervous about: going to somebody, hey, how you doing? And they're gonna answer like a fucking weirdo. That's what I
yeah,
got to be
yeah,
ready
yeah,
for,
yeah, yeah.
right?
You gotta be ready for that. I'm a little nervous because it sounds like there's going to be a little bit of well, there's some time in the city while you're still in the city and you're in possession of this ticket and you're working on some of this new persona.
Right.
You could be somewhat of a rube. Like
Hmm.
I feel like because of this podcast, and it's a lot of people listen to this,
Right.
somebody's going to turn this against you and take advantage of you. Like what I'm saying is
Mm.
don't enter in any sort of deals
Right. They're
or
still people.
yeah, these people are they're gonna take advantage of
Right.
the southern mid Atlantic
Okay.
Keith. Uh, I would just for the last couple of days you're in the city, stay inside. Don't take any phone calls.
Right. I see what you're saying.
Don't
Right.
buy a car or
Right.
don't enter into some sort of land deal or something
Right.
like that
That's
because
smart.
yeah, they're gonna take advantage of you, man. Yeah.
What do you think about this? If could lawyers are lawyers allowed to be like Mario's lawyer? Can he say? Can the lawyer go as he walks back to like yells at somebody, walks back to his seat, and be like, "I know Mario didn't do it. I just can't prove it." And they're like mutter so the jury hears it. And then
Man,
somebody's like, "What was that? Withdrawn. Sorry, I was just talking to myself. I can prove it if they just allow me to put that into evidence."
I like that, man.
Huh?
That is good.
I wonder if that's against the law. Who knows?
I don't think it is. I could see some guys. I mean, most of what I know about the law comes from some of these television.
Came from my cousin Vinny for me. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What
It,
number am I holding up? Dismissed. How
are
many
you telling me
fingers?
Joe Pesci wouldn't his character wouldn't have pulled that? But that's a. I don't even think they thought of that. The screenwriters. That's a great move. That's a great. He's just talking to himself. He didn't
Right.
even realize he was talking out loud.
Right. He's like,
He's
"Oh,
just
you
talking.
motherfucker! What'd you just say?"
This is the way I think, guys. You can't punish a man for the way he thinks, and I still respect the court. And please don't use any of this. Don't
Right.
you? That's not my intention. I just I have a condition.
I have a condition. I had to wear a circus outfit to the to court today. You with the. A Texas mother was sentenced to 5 years in prison for molesting her son's 13-year-old friend. How come now? You appreciate human life. This is the death penalty, isn't it? Or is it me just being? I don't know what the word is.
I don't
Death
know. I mean,
penalty. Oh, maybe 5 years will fix her.
I run from stories like this and bury my head in the sand. I talk about Walgreens and stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, and I gotta every now and then you gotta face the music and come on with your good friend Keith Malley
Yeah.
and confront some of these things.
You got to hear what's going on out
I
there.
didn't even hear all this, but I'm not. I don't know how I feel about the death penalty. I feel like if I was in that situation and I was related to these people, I would be like, yeah, kill them, you
Yeah.
know? And then I would maybe step outside myself and be like, I don't know if we should be killing people, but yeah. I think,
Joke thievery, death penalty. Molesting kids, death penalty.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, we got to be honest, or we just walk around all dopey and now the world's falling apart, you know?
Right.
That's why I bring this up. I don't enjoy it. I hate my show.
I,
It's horrible.
yeah, but you're a servant,
I'm a servant.
to people. Yeah.
I'm a servant. Donald Trump has attacked Bruce Springsteen because Bruce Springsteen said, "I don't like what's going on in America today." And to Donald Trump, that's treason. I see
man.
that highly overrated Bruce Springsteen, says Trump, goes to a foreign country and speaks badly about the President of the United States. Never liked him, never liked his music or his radical left politics. And importantly, he's not a talented guy, Bruce Springsteen. Huh.
I think Bruce is very
He's okay,
talented.
right?
Yeah, I think he's
He's pretty good
prolific.
sometimes.
He's talented. They closed down the Chicken Man. I will say my favorite thing to do. You know that Bruce Springsteen musical they had going on Broadway?
I
They
know of it.
still?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had it. When it. I happened to be in New York when it was premiering, and
Right.
they were just lined up. It was just Jersey people lined up, and Bruce fans, and
The one that he actually did, he did himself is like storytelling also, right? Yeah.
yeah, and I walked by and I was having a fake conversation with my friend saying, I just feel like if they were going to make a musical about an artist from New Jersey, I mean, where's the Bon Jovi musical? This is stupid.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah. Just to see the reaction.
But right, Bon Jovi stories are like, and when I was young, I knew. Don't bore us, get to the chorus.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Yeah, you know that one song where he says one more time with feeling.
Yeah.
I
Bad
think it's Bad
medicine.
Medicine. Yeah, yeah. And so he says one more time with feeling.
Let's mean it now.
Do you think the guys in the band were like, "Oh no, John. What do you think we've been doing? You think the last three times were with no feeling? Is that what you're saying, John? You think I'm just what I do is Richie Sambora? What I do is I play at a 5. I play at a 5 until John tells me maybe I ought to kick it up to a 10.
All right.
One more time. So you want me to do it the feeling this time, John? Is that what you're saying? This time, try at my art. Is that what you're saying, John?
One more time, but give a fuck.
Yeah, but try. I was at a 10 from go, John. I don't need you to tell me to do this with feeling this time.
Sorry, it's no blaze of glory, John. But I think we're doing all right.
Yeah, I think we're doing just fine. You want me to try? I remember when I was in sales, they would like I don't know, the stock price was whatever, and they were like, a memo would go out like, guys, we really need you to sell some stuff in the month of December. I'm like, oh,
Do you?
because I've been backing off for the last 11 months.
Peanut butter, potato chips. Oh, okay. I'll try harder.
Yeah, I've been backing off. Did you not see the deal I put together for Jif 18 ounce with Kroger Cincinnati? Did you not see that?
I'll go up and down the aisles.
I'm going all the way here. It's so what you're saying is I should try. I'm sorry. You're just implying that we've been laying down. I mean, come on. One more time with feeling, John. One more time with feeling.
When I have sex and I finish, I go, okay, and halfway there.
Yeah, this is all I got. I'm trying every move I have here, John.
And each song ends a bunch of. He goes, sorry about them. We're going to try to do another one for you here. Hopefully they respect your money. Thanks for getting the babysitter. Come on, guys.
Could you? I wish I had a live recording or like video recording of when he first broke out one more time. I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I would just like to see the rest of the guys. Did he just say with feeling this time?
Mm-hmm. And then Bon Jovi does. I don't know if it's the same song or not, but he does like, all right, give me a break. I need a minute. I wonder, like, it's part of the song. And I wonder if the rest of the band's like, oh, do you need a second?
Oh, do you need a sec, John? Do you need a sec? Maybe because this time you did it with feeling. Is that what you're saying?
John, we're still in the studio. This doesn't need to stay in the song. All right. I need a minute. Bruce is a pushy, obnoxious jerk, in all caps, as our president, who fervently supported crooked Joe Biden, a mentally incompetent fool, and our worst ever president who came close to destroying our country. Does any political, I know you're not necessarily a vocal political person.
I run from it. Yeah.
Do you see like, oh, I'm in this town now and this is the vibe? Do you see right away, or without looking into it, everybody's just everybody?
Yeah, it's funny, man. Yeah, I mean, I kind of know. I certainly have political opinions, and I for the most part hide them.
Right.
Because I just and not sometimes I feel like, well, that's because you're a coward, Greg. I honestly think that, but then some of it's like, I just never was. I just I never felt that compelled to talk about it. So now if
Right.
somebody comes to my show, it's become so divisive. It's like I used to listen to sports radio down in Houston and as an escape,
Right.
because I'm a coward and I don't want to
Sure.
confront anything, the realities in this world.
What
So
can you do anyway? You vote or you don't. That's it.
that's kind of it. So I like I I would listen to sports radio. It's just great. And then the guy that was the sports radio host started talking politics more and
Mm,
more of it. I'm like, well, I didn't come here for this. Like, this isn't
right.
fair. Like, now I hate you. You sucked me in, and now I have to listen to your. So I sort of feel like that with my comedy. Like, you come to my show, and it's like he's going to talk about peanut butter and Walgreens,
Right.
and then all of a sudden I'm going to tell you what I think. And I really admire some of the better political comics.
Sure.
But yeah, I do run from it. And again, I do feel every now and then like I'm a coward. But I guess the answer to the question is I really enjoy Bruce Springsteen, and I think he's a talented
He seems
talented
okay to
guy.
me.
Yeah, he seems
I,
great to me. Yeah, yeah.
I picture
And
you putting on
yeah.
sports and be like, and he got a home run, and you're like, good. Immigrants don't have a home, and you're like, fuck.
Come on, come on.
If I wasn't elected, it would have gone by now. The country would have gone away. Sleepy Joe didn't have a clue as to what he was doing, but Springsteen is, quote, dumb as a rock. I guess everybody's saying, so it's in quotes. And couldn't see what was going on. Or could he? Which is even worse.
Yeah,
Trump learned you just say shit, and then people can make up what you might be saying
yeah.
and
That was
and
yeah
go with
that
it.
yeah yeah. So
This
this
dried
all
out
this
prune of
we're still in Springsteen. This is and
yeah.
he's tying it all with Springsteen. This is
Yeah, this dried out prune of a rocker. His skin is all atrophied. Ought to keep his mouth shut until he gets back into the country. That's just, quote, standard fare. Everybody knows that. If you're a musician and you're shitting on your country, you at least do it inside your country. Then we'll all see. It's like my dad said, don't tell the stories about the family to other people. That's family secrets. Meanwhile, I raised you so good, I don't know why you wouldn't want to tell everybody. That's interesting. Oh, that should be a secret. Oh, well. And then I see, far right wing people rating on social media. Like, this guy seems to forget what born in the USA means. It's like, we don't know by now that the song is negative as opposed
yeah,
to
man.
positive, you fucking idiot.
I mean, I knew that maybe 5 years ago or something.
Right.
I don't think I did know. I mean, I know now that he was saying that it was all God, so many of those songs though, those guys write like that get
Sure.
mistaken for like
Yeah.
like yeah,
And
there
why
was a
wouldn't you just assume, even if you don't know, like Little Pink Houses by the great John Mellencamp, we can all agree a better Springsteen. But when he's saying "Ain't That America," it's probably negative.
see, I missed all of that, man.
Ain't
Yeah,
that
yeah.
America? Yeah, America. I'm gonna doubt it, even if you didn't
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
doubt it.
So Born in the USA was really just sort of like mocking that whole
Having to
sentiment,
go to
right?
war and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. I am amazed by
God, there's another famous one. Sorry, I'm
sure.
trying to think of the other famous
Ain't a
song.
got a Davida. You're thinking.
Well, isn't that just a drum solo?
You're
Really?
thinking. Raise your hands on me.
Yeah. What's the song that is obviously making fun of a situation, but it wasn't? The guy that
What's that song?
I think the guy that I always hear that teaches me these things is Alan Hunter, who was an ex MTV DJ, and I listen to the '80s on 8 on
Okay.
Sirius, and he always will say he's got a great voice, and I've met him once. He's like, this is actually not. This was he's not. He was making fun of the United States of America at this
Right.
point. Who else? Or Kurt Loder helped us understand some of that too. I think back in the
Right.
day. Yeah.
That was our Cronkites.
Man, I wish I wish I could think of the song. I can't. It's making for horrible.
Do you ever get just like, and anybody hearing me say this right now, whatever you believe in politically, you'll agree how everybody seems to be fucking stupid. Are you ever amazed by that? Like, should we not? Did the internet really ruin things that now we know it isn't just most of our neighbors? It's almost everybody is stupid.
Um, I think there's certainly a lot less room for nuance.
I get angry at. Okay, so I saw SNL last night,
Right.
and at the end of the season, Michael Che and Colin Jost supposedly they rate jokes for the other person to say that the other person never read before.
Right.
And so they're going to embarrass themselves because they never saw these jokes. And it's like, first of all, there's no way that fucking happened. Like Colin Jost is like, my wife Scarlett Johansson, I can't lie, is an ugly skank. You made me say that. I'm humiliated. And so they did one where talking about basketball player Nick Kerr, Kerr, and you can see where this is going. Nicholas Kerr is the head coach of Santa Cruz Warriors, the NBA, blah, 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 blah. And so Michael Che, black, has Colin Jost, white, read. Supposedly he never saw this before. Steve Kerr is here with his family. I got to meet his son Nick, and I love Steve. I like Nick. I wouldn't say I'm a Nick Kerr lover. And then he puts his hand over his face like, I can't believe you got me to say that. And it's like, well, really, you couldn't fucking help yourself? And then I said, what actually upsets me more is that people really think like Che got him good or something. And then you have, this new thing online where it's like, you show something you had nothing to do with, and then you put your face on laughing your balls off like, can't fucking believe it. He almost had him to say the N-word. This year's SNL joke swap was a wild one. Oh my God, Michael Che tried so hard to trick Colin Jost into saying the N-word. Do you have kids, and how are they being taken care of? You really think they weren't both in on it?
You're saying this was a setup?
That's what I'm starting to think. Or that is crazy. Or they're the funniest free-willing people alive. But that people can believe it. It's what's the point of anything?
Yeah, I mean, something like that. I'm like, yeah, you're right, man. And then I find myself every now and then I really say something stupid or don't know, and then I'm like, well, you know, uh, like I'm in the dark on something that is obviously there.
And luckily there weren't TV cameras in front of you, you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, a couple of times it's been in a situation like this where, I have my own podcast, and a couple of times I've said some real dumb stuff, and it's captured.
What are you gonna do? Hey, what do you think, by the way? This is kind of unrelated, but but the stories make me think of, I know 30 Rock and Sarah Silverman's show took down some of their episodes where they had blackface in it. White people as a joke wearing blah, blah, blah. Or, probably Tracy Morgan doing blackface and exaggerating his speech. And then I'm like, I get it if you hear people complaining and you're sensitive, but then I look at the season and I see a show's missing. I'm only more into it. And at the same time, let's take a Sarah Silverman wearing blackface. This show was on the side of good. And Sarah Silverman's character learned a lesson. She was too eager to try to fit in and help a minority.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any thoughts on the people changing and taking shit out when meanwhile other shows are like, that's Sanford and Son, fuck you.
Well, I mean, when I think about this, I'm oft reminded of the movie that taught me most of what I know about race is Soul Man.
Uh-huh.
And he learned his lesson.
Right. They took that part out. They just put the rest of the movie around
what was the lead actor's name?
Was it Thomas Howell?
C. Thomas Howell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you a funny story. My friend's a television writer, and he had a pilot that didn't go, but it was very much in play, and the lead actor was African American, black guy, and they had to fire the lead actor at one point, and they were looking for people to come in at late in the game, very late in the game, to step in. And they were going through all these actors, and my buddy was under the most stress of his life. That he'd worked his whole life to make this project, and he's genuinely stressed out. Like, who can we get? And whenever somebody's really stressed out, and there's always somebody that does, especially when you're around funny people, that'll say something that is no help at all to the
Sure.
situation,
Right.
but funny. And this guy, this other writer goes, I don't know, man. Maybe we could get C. Tommy Howell to put on blackface again. And of course, the whole room is just,
Right.
I'm dying, and my buddy, who's the funniest guy that I know, is like, yeah, it's very funny, but it's not helpful at this moment,
Right.
where my career is cratering. But yeah, yeah. I mean, in the end, I don't know if you know, C. Tommy Howell's character. He did learn a lesson.
Right. And so would have Sarah Silverman's character in this show, obviously.
No, I know what you're saying, man. I get why they do it, because we're all afraid. It's
Right.
like I can, when you do have something, there's probably some exec or somebody that's like, yeah, man, I get that. And I should stand up and say, no, guys, you should get the subtlety of this. But they're also like, yeah, but the likelihood is there's a lot of morons out there and they're going to go after us. So just take it down, because I don't want I don't want to lose my job.
So let's take it down. And you know what we're going to do tonight, actually? A basketball player named Nick Kerr will be the joke. Like, once you take down the blackface stuff, like,
I still don't get it.
Do you push the do you push the envelope ever again?
Yeah, I guess they sure did.
I guess.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Here's something I thought this was funny. The Nashville restaurant owned by a Kid Rock, big ass honky tonk rock and roll steakhouse in Nashville. ICE agents.
It's a mouthful. That's a mouthful.
It really is, no pun. In Nashville, ICE agents were coming around to find illegal immigrants, and Kid Rock, obviously a big MAGA guy, closed his restaurant because he has so many illegal immigrants working there, and he warned people not to come in.
I like when the issues cut both ways.
Yes.
Yeah. When you're, because we have become so polarized. You're like, well, wait a minute. You immediately like, which side? I need to go to the playbook and figure out which side of this one I'm on.
Right.
But there's some of those things where they cut both ways. You're like, oh, wait a minute. I just said this thing, and it's not in the playbook. And if there was more of those things, I think we would all maybe be like, it's not as simple as we're all, yeah.
But even specifically, why doesn't Kid Rock go, hey, I thought it through, guys that work here. I'm sorry. Here's a little bonus money, but you can't work here anymore because I showed up to the White House dressed as an American flag, standing next to Trump as he was signing documents against you. So this won't be a surprise. You should know you're fired.
I mean, this podcast has tested me a lot, in that we're talking about all kinds of uncomfortable things that I don't want to talk about.
Thank you.
But I think you went a step far. I'm just, you went too far when you want me to sit here and listen to you call Kid Rock a hypocrite. I mean, now what are you doing, man? Huh?
No, I'm asking questions.
I see what you're doing. You're trying to call Kid Rock a hypocrite, and come on, man.
I'll get you back. Ba with a ba da bang a bang diddy diddy diggy said the boogie said up jump the boogie. Ba with a ba da bang a bang diggy 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 said the boogie said up jump the boogie.
And here I was thinking that your Marissa Tomei impression was the best thing that was going to happen on this podcast, and then you come out and you just embody Kid Rock.
I'm not going to lie. I practice these things by myself.
It's outstanding.
Yeah. One of Pope Leo's XIVs, no one's sure what that stands for, brothers, one of the new Pope's brothers put up a series of pro-Trump posts online saying Nancy Pelosi is a drunk cunt. This is the Pope's brother. This is the Pope's brother.
He said that?
Yes.
Recently?
Yes.
His brother's saying
yes.
And
Louis is the brother. Yes. Louis Prevost.
Somewhere, Billy Carter is saying, see,
Right, right.
all I did was urinate in public. Like, why? See, I wasn't that much of an embarrassment to my brother Jimmy.
Right.
Clinton had a brother that was he in jail or something?
I know it sounds familiar.
Roger, I think. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. These guys that have the brothers, you know, yeah. Billy Carter. Remember there was a Billy Beer.
Yes, yes, I
Yeah,
do.
yeah. Jimmy Carter's brother. Jimmy
Yeah.
Carter's brother was I think, a source of embarrassment a few times.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there's the Pope's brother. Holy
And now
shit.
the Pope's running his mouth, and yeah.
Assume it goes on and on. If you have a Apple phone and Siri went off unintentionally, you might be entitled to cash from Apple. There's a $95 million settlement going on. And that's happened to me because I'll be talking to somebody and let's say I bring up Bon Jovi and I'm like, oh yeah, so Bon Jovi's really and Richie Sambor don't get along at all. And then Siri will pop up and go, "Are you asking about Bon Jovi?" I'm like, Siri, nobody fucking included you. Like Siri
Uh,
really plays itself when
yeah.
it comes to stealing our information. So if you want to be part of this lawsuit, you could file and you might get $20.
Yeah, that's the
That's
man.
so worth it. They don't give a fuck. Yeah, we're gonna keep we're gonna keep stealing every word you say
Yeah.
around me. We're gonna sue you for $100 million. Yeah, okay, we thought it through.
So how does that work? The lawyers, um, the lawyer, if they file this lawsuit, do
They
the
did.
lawyers, if not everybody wants their $20, do the lawyers just get it all?
I guess so. Yeah, they're not gonna give it to charity.
Yeah, or do they? You have to file. Do they have to get for every person that comes in? That's how they get the $20, or is it? Yeah,
I
that's
think
what.
that it's 95 million. I think is a fact.
So it comes to 95 minutes. So the
Yeah,
lawyers are kind of hoping that you don't ask for your $20.
that's what I think.
Okay,
That's what I
because it's
think.
because you're like, okay, yeah, that's crazy.
You know what? Let's
That's
talk. Let's. I don't want to drive you crazy, so let's get to some sports talk, not political.
thank
Okay,
God.
you ready?
I have a feeling I'm being set up here.
Junior Alvarado has been fined $62,000 and suspended for 2 racing days for the overuse of his whip during the Kentucky Derby. When Alvarado rode Sovereignty to victory, he hit the horse 8 times with his riding crop. Regulations only allow riders to whip their horses 6 times per race. That's cheating, if you ask me. You can only beat your horse 6 times with the whip, not 8. We're not animals. This is a first world country.
Oh man. So the horse has got to be like, "Are you kidding me, man? This is you're mad because he hit me 2 extra times. You
On,
know how much he hits me when you're not looking?
on the second lap around, the rider was like, "Now this time with feeling." Like, you motherfucker.
Jeez, oh.
It's like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme, right? You're like, you lost to Sovereignty, but then you're watching the tape. You're like, that's 7. That's 7 times.
Yeah,
8 times.
yeah, 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 yeah. Somebody's like, yeah, the other jockey or the other jockey team is like, we got him. Yeah,
Did you see last night the video of the Mexican boat that crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge?
I did not.
A big like ceremonial boat. I'm not sure what it's for, but with like giant masts, like 3 giant masts, and with performers like we're standing on top of it. There's lights. Somehow
Oh
they were
no.
celebrating America. Crashed right into the Brooklyn Bridge. One person died.
Oh no.
Over 2 people died. I'm sorry, 2 people died. The Brooklyn Bridge just started laughing because the boat did nothing to the bridge. Um, and then you have people guessing what happened. It's a training vessel, and those were their positions. Yeah, you study it, weirdo.
Yeah.
The
Oh, they
ship.
think it was a military exercise?
They, do you watch? Do you watch the rehearsal, Nathan Fielder?
No.
Do you know who Nathan Fielder is? Nathan, for
He's a
you?
comic, right? Yeah,
Yeah, he's a
kind of
comic.
yeah.
Seems autistic, but obviously brilliant. And like his first show, he would tell businesses how to do better, but obviously it's terrible advice he's given.
Yeah.
And in this one, the rehearsal, he would, let's say you're nervous about asking a woman out. So what
Yeah.
he does for really no fucking reason, just because it's fun, he'll make a replica of the bar that you would hit on this woman with, down to the where the straws are,
Right.
and then you would act with other actresses about how you're rehearsing how you're gonna
Yeah.
deal in real life. Then it always turns into something deeper, and this time it's about why all these planes are going down, and it's because pilots are scared to talk to each other. They're afraid they're gonna every time they looked at all these scenarios of planes going down, and the co-pilot or first officer, as opposed to the main person, would have an idea. The other guy would dismiss it, and the other person wouldn't push it. They'd be embarrassed, or they wouldn't bring it up at all. In fact, I was on a plane recently after seeing this, and I put a note under the cockpit door, and it said, "Communicate or people will die." That was a whole mess. But anyways, that's what's going on in the show. And one of the things that he did was he put together a fake American Idol thing, and he had the pilots, real pilots, judge their singing. And he's just, Nathan Fielder is saying, just to give your honest opinion. And he's trying to figure out, do these pilots have the balls to give their honest opinion to a situation? Now, one of the women that were on that show singing says, "I didn't know I was being duped. This isn't a real American Idol type competition. I'm suing because I lost so much money flying over and trying to compete, and it just ended up being a comedy show." So he's getting in a little trouble for this.
I see. So, yeah, okay. So
It turns out hundreds of real singers feel like their time was wasted rehearsing for Nathan Fielder's The Rehearsal. Wings of Voice was the name of the fake show. This woman, Lana told Variety that she is tossing her non-disclosure agreement with HBO to the wind in order to, quote, voice her need for justice. "I'm legally not allowed to have this conversation with you right now because I signed an NDA, but they don't really have a ground to stand on. I signed up to be a singer, not a lab rat."
I tend to, and I haven't taken one stand yet in
Right.
this episode. Again, I'm a
Wait till the
coward.
one that fits.
I'm with Alana somewhat on this. These TV shows where they trick people.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and I'm usually on the side of the comedian. It sounds like it's
If
funny.
you're tricking me, you come to me.
Yeah. I just feel like, I mean, if they really did make them fly somewhere and go, I don't know. It's a little underhanded to mess with somebody's dreams. Yeah, they're very vulnerable.
Right. Did you see, by the way, the TV show The Jury? A prank show?
Okay, this is perfect. This is perfect.
Okay.
And I may not be in show business after this because you know how you were talking about how everybody's stupid?
Yes.
I was getting ready for a trip and folding laundry, and I watched 4 or 5. It's just one of those things where I had to do a million things, and I was watching 3 or 4 episodes of that show.
And you still didn't know the guy was being duped.
I didn't understand the premise of the show that there was a plant in there. I didn't.
They
get
were all
that.
plants. There was only one person getting fucked with.
And I said it on radio, or maybe I didn't understand that there was some real guy in there.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't get the whole premise of the show.
Okay.
And I was talking about the show on the radio, and they're there's the guy's and I was like, what? I was like, what? I don't understand. They're like, yeah, one of the guys is a real guy, and I'm like, oh, I
just thought wild things was happening in a documentary of a jury. By the way, how that's legal? Cameras.
This is what I'm saying. I just don't get it. So when you're talking about people are stupid, sometimes I'm like, there are times, and I think I can be pretty insightful at times too. And but sometimes I don't know if it's just me not paying attention enough or whatever. I miss it, and I missed that one. I didn't get that it was the thing where they were. Yeah, I didn't get the whole premise of the show. So I was a complete moron.
But were your clothes folded nice?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Like you, not like you actually served, right? You were in
Yeah. Well, I was in the army, but
for
serving's a
like
big word.
4 years though, were
I
you?
signed up for two,
Yeah,
two,
okay, so
two
I went
years.
to the military academy for a year, and really the only thing I took away from that experience, I can fold a t-shirt extremely well.
I could
Like
do your fucking sheets.
I'm so good at the t-shirt folding. Really, really good at folding t-shirts.
I'm still traumatized. I won't make my bed.
Yeah, the bed. I don't make my bed. I did this hotel bed is made just because I thought it might be on in the background of a video. But yeah, I don't ever make my bed. Yeah.
I don't mind like honest stupidity. I don't like when people like this person saying about the ship, like, hello, is a training exercise. All right, secondhand, fucking whatever the fucks. Um, but you know, I don't like when people act like something's obvious and they just found out. Like I remember Roe versus Wade. I thought that was the law of the fucking land.
You do not remember Roe versus Wade.
Remember it? I know of it. I wasn't
Okay.
there. I didn't
Okay.
know
That's what
Roe
I'm
or
saying.
Wade,
Yeah, yeah.
but but then it gets overturned. And I'm like, what the fuck? How did that happen? I thought that's like an amendment. And people are like, no, idiot. It wasn't codified. I'm like, you just heard that word, asshole. We were walking all over going, I wonder if this law is codified. You smug piece of shit. I went to a movie. I'll call him out, my buddy Christian Finnegan, and it was Ex
I love
Mach.
that guy.
I love him, and we saw Ex Machina. And before the movie starts, he goes, "Do you know what Ex Machina means?" I'm like, "I think so." And he's like, "Yeah, it's when blah 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 blah." And I'm like, word for word, that's what I just read in the same paper that you did today. Interesting how you started with. Do you know what Ex Machina means?
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
he
oh,
didn't. He could have said,
interesting.
"Hey, I read." Yeah, I've been guilty of that. Of like, especially with sports takes. Like, I'll be like, hearing them be like, "Yeah, this is why the Cardinals are struggling," and then I
Right.
will be in a conversation 5 minutes later. Be like, you want to know why the Cardinals are struggling, and I'll just
You bring up the
say
question.
I say exactly what that guy said, and I spin it off as if it's mine. I'm a fraud and a coward. We've established a lot on this podcast. Um,
Like HBO Max, they started going by Max, and now they're going to HBO Max because it is confusing. It's fucking HBO. That's what it is. They had HBO, HBO Go, HBO Now, HBO Max, Max. Now we're back to HBO Max. But coincidentally, the day before, I just scrolling, I see some stranger say to some other stranger like, "Hey, Boomer, it's called Max now," and then they changed it. I'm like, "Good, fuck you." That's what you're
Oh
being
yeah.
smug about. That's what you're
Yeah,
the genius
yeah.
about.
That really gets to you. What
Right.
is it, by the way? Now
Max. Now it's
it's back.
HBO Max.
Oh, it's back to HBO
It's back
Max.
to HBO Max, which makes sense. It's HBO.
By the way, Ex Machina. I assume previously uh, Machina.
Yeah, right. It means no more Machina. It's the hand of God quickly ending a story. Machina.
I
Yeah.
don't know. What's Machina mean?
I don't know. I just know like it's a Latin phrase and it means all of a sudden. It's like when somebody tells a story and then the ending, like a Stephen King book where it's like,
Okay.
and everybody's dead at the end. It's like that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. You know what? Call Christian, ask him.
I will, man. Yeah,
And
man,
I'm going to email you exactly what he's going to tell you.
that's a guy that you asked if I miss New York. I think when we were off air, and
Yeah.
yeah, like I haven't seen that guy in forever. He's a really, really
Yeah.
um
I like him. That's why it was such a shame that he
yeah.
tried to pull a fast
Try
one
to
on his
pull that
buddy.
one on you. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was cool one time, and you said something about joke thief earlier, and I feel like I
Hmm.
don't. I'm not a joke thief, but we all have. There was a bit that I did one time, and I was like, "Hey, man, I think you have something similar to this." And I called him. I'm like, "Hey, I was gonna do this on this late night." He was like, "Yeah, it is similar, but do it, or whatever."
Right.
Because I do, I know there was a Kevin Brennan joke one time where mine was too close,
Well, he didn't
where
work for Jif.
no, it wasn't that.
Okay.
But I'm OCD, so like I like now every time an album comes out, I'm like, what on here was I unduly influenced on? But the Kevin Brennan one I know, And in my code, I broke the code, and I called him, and he was unbelievably cool about it, like Christian Finnegan was. But yeah, end of story. But great guy. Yeah.
What's that, Christian? He was nice enough to open for one of my stand-ups. Some great comics were sweet enough to do it, but they would say, is there anything, which I didn't expect at the time, is there anything that you talk about specifically that you don't want me to talk about? I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Thanks for asking. Politics, relationships, sex, family, and we should be golden.
That seems a little bit overarching.
I was new to it.
It just seems like maybe, I think maybe they meant like, that seems a little overarching. Yeah.
Let me talk about this move real quick. I had a going away party yesterday. And it's like a housewarming party, but you got to take something with you. You know, like how about 7 plates that I got at the dollar store? Do you want to take these with you? Yeah. So it was working out. I took a picture and sent it to my girlfriend lives in Charlotte, and I sent a picture of my dishes, and I'm like, do I want these dishes or should I just get new dishes? And she was very sweet the way she said it. She said, let's get new ones. I know you're already thinking about it. What a sweet way, right? Of saying like, well, why don't we maybe, I don't know, give them away to somebody who can use them.
Yeah,
obviously the cheap
dishes are trash. Yeah,
I guess they're trash. Yeah,
garbage.
I did at my party. You can take away all the drink tickets that I got from comedy clubs. I've been saving those when I got.
Oh, you
sober.
saved those, huh?
Yeah. They got to be worth something. Yeah,
that is amazing, man. I wish I would have done that.
If you throw them right in the garbage because you don't drink, it's like telling the universe you don't respect getting paid.
Yeah,
you know.
Man, I've told the universe a lot of stupid stuff. I'll tell you that.
That's right. I had so I invited like however many people fit in one text, and I did like a couple groups of those. You know what I mean? And then I said, right on the side if you're afraid it's going to build up too much, but I can't rate everybody individually. And some groups were more fun than others. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Group number 2, you guys fucking killed it.
Really?
Quick little jokes in and out. Didn't blow up too many anybody's phone. And then you know what I got from somebody? This guy Sergio Chacon, nice guy. He was a friend of my ex Kyle's. But I did see Kyle yesterday, so we're still friends. I want to bring. I make a point of this because I don't know why Sergio did this. Somebody wrote, joking. What was it? Abby Crestfield, I think. Please take Pete Hegseth off this chat. Thanks. Okay. Then Sergio said, yeah, please take my number off as well. Thank you. Now, out of 4 groups of people, Sergio's the only one who said, please take my number off this list. Why? Why?
Because I think I was on that group, actually.
Okay.
And it happened to be during the one of the busier weeks of my life, but so I didn't like jump in, but I did, and I think I just got the Hegseth joke.
Okay.
But
just kick yourself off if you need to. But again, it was not overwhelming.
No, I think it's probably that just some people have an overwhelming need to keep everything neat and in order in their lives, and it's like it's not going to happen. It's like the same. Like I go through my emails and delete emails like once every 2 years. So some people are like, I can't have this unread email in my inbox. I'm like, well, I have 7,000 of them. You know.
Right. Yeah. I was offended. And if it is too much, then just delete yourself from there. But now you're making a production. And I looked at, he wrote, please take this number and gave the number. And I'm like, oh, I guess this is a joke. Is it Kyle's number? Your friend's, my ex's? So I checked. I'm like, no, it's Sergio's number. I'm like, what is this? Is this a slap in the face? Do you hate me? And you're trying to say something?
No, he doesn't hate you.
I wonder.
Don't take it that way.
It's tough, man.
No, you can't take your reason.
He's lucky I'm leaving.
No, you're going to start something that's it's unnecessary.
I guess so. I guess so.
You know, yeah.
Justy Dodge the night before said, "I'm going to be real honest."
Justy Dodge, she's really cool. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Okay, you tell me if we like these people as I go. Okay,
I like Justy Dodge.
Well, you didn't hear the story yet.
There's nothing you can say.
Okay. She wrote me on the side, "Fuck Greg Warren. If he's on this list." What? Fuck?
What?
I'm going to be real honest. She says there's a chance.
This is completely out of left
field. I was being silly.
This is crazy that she would say that. And what are the
chances?
I mean,
that you're the
we're
guest. And this
talking
was
about
just,
her, and I haven't talked to Justy in 15 years, and she's taking shots at me on your stupid
so
goodbye
specific.
text, party
Yeah.
text thing. Who else said some things? But did Finnegan come out against me? Did this guy Sergio say something? What did Sergio say?
Just he said, I'm going to be real honest. There's a chance I will bail tomorrow, but it's not because I don't care or because I'm lazy, etc. I do have some serious anxiety with comedy stuff since I haven't been doing it in the last year. Well, I guess people are going to bring up that they're doing stand-up and you'll feel less then. I'm sure my boyfriend will help me be fine and convince me, but on the 20% chance, don't hate me. And I said, I'm over it. You're uninvited. Then she wrote, don't get weird. I'll most likely still go. Just giving you a slight heads up. No matter what, my boyfriend will be there. I've been talking about meeting her boyfriend, Brian. No, actually, we will be there. I'm just saying if I have a panic attack. I said, I'll be on pins and needles. I'll try not to let it affect my hosting. I got enough going on, A. B, guess what, Greg? She wasn't there. And these motherfuckers are not good at saying if you're coming to somewhere or not. I got a guess on steaks and hamburgers. In fact, I used the real plates that I had, only so many, and I got filet mignon, and those are for the people who show up on time. And I wanted people to see that are late. Good, you missed out. That was very important to me, and it worked out perfect. We're adults, God damn it. Tell me something.
A lot to
unpack
there.
Yeah,
and unpack is one of those terms that I think that is akin to something we mentioned a few minutes ago, which was
call
one
back.
of those buzzwords that people love saying. Who was it?
Right.
Somebody said. But yeah, there's a lot going on there. I mean, at the end of the day is I like Justy, I like you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's all I have to say on the matter.
But who's here?
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take a look at it that way. Let's see.
Well,
you know what I do?
Justy said she might be stopping by, but she's not sure.
Your place. She comes into your hotel room. Now I started to, when people go, hey, what can I bring to your party? I get specific now. I go, a watermelon.
Really?
Yeah, a watermelon I want.
I like it.
Sometimes they go, and they're not really asking usually, because we all say you don't have to bring anything, or maybe something you want to drink. But no, you're asking and thinking I'm going to say, don't worry about it. Now I'm asking for shit. 2 AA batteries. Thank you for asking.
I like that.
We might need a flashlight later.
2 AA batteries is great. That's where I was going with this. Is there anything else that you've said that's a little bit more?
Somebody said,
obscure.
can I bring anything? And I go, yeah, a cantaloupe would be good. And they go, oh, I already got chips. Then what are you asking?
You should have said, how about if I bring chips? Yeah.
I go, I'll take those 6 of those little Dole pineapple things. They're in the second aisle in the store across the way next to the Gatorade.
Dole pineapple things like Dole pineapple?
Juice, pineapple juice. But I don't care if they're confused. I'm not going to be mad if they bring a different version of pineapples.
Yeah.
They asked, I go, frozen fruit bars, whatever kind you think.
I love it.
Let's get specific. Swiffer floor pads, whatever they got.
Floor pads. I tell you, I haven't seen a good silly straw in a while.
That's right.
I'd like to have where they go around and round and round. I'd like to have a few of those.
I'll tell you,
not just a bendy. When I say silly straw, I don't
ridiculous.
I don't mean just a bendy straw where it just goes up in here. I want at least 4. That's what you do. You say I want a silly straw and I want at least 4 loops. A 4 loop or more silly straw. I want a pack of silly straws or 2 of those silly straws that turn into glasses on your eyes. Oh, man, those are great. Yeah. Those are.
You see those? I didn't know I had to ask.
Now that's a party.
You said you just got off the subway. I know where I live. There's only a Dollar General. You can find it.
Silly straws with the glasses, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's.
You got to be careful asking me what I want.
Are those now? Are they the same thing, or are they very different than the hat with the 2 beers on the side of it or whatever?
If you showed up with both, I would think you're being a little much.
A little bit of a hat on a hat type of situation. And me saying that is a hat on a hat because we are talking about a hat.
Hello, and you just got political.
Wait, what? No, I
Yeah.
didn't. No, I didn't.
Elon
No, hey,
Musk wearing multiple hats,
hey,
thinking he's funny.
if anybody's listening, I think I threaded the needle on this podcast as good as anybody could. If you really read into it, you could probably understand some of my political convictions, but I will not force them on you. This is as uncomfortable as ever been. And now I didn't think it was the silly straw thing that was going to bring me down.
I got some
I
good
thought we were
review.
I thought about an hour ago we were talking about every
Horrendous.
misdeed that every entertainer, political figure that has done in the last 7 years. The stuff that I'd really try to avoid talking about because it just upsets me. I thought that was really going to be trip me up, and here I am dodging bullets, and then I get sucked in, and my career is going to go down because of a silly straw argument.
This is the part I'm clipping out.
Great, outstanding.
Here's some reviews if I can brag. Great to see you today. You should leave more often. Huh?
Wait a minute, what was that?
This is somebody saying about the party. It was great to see you at your party. You should leave more often.
Oh, I see. Oh, say okay. Yeah. That's somebody that's being funny. I like that.
Yeah. Speaking of funny, let's go to somewhere more comfortable for you. The Champ, your album is very good. Are you very proud of it?
Yeah, I want to be clear. It's a special. It's
a special.
Yeah, which I'm not being a.
You can't put YouTube on a fucking record player.
I need somebody to go watch it. Is what I would love for somebody to go watch it on YouTube. It's free. I'm feeling good about it. Yeah, I can. I think it's maybe one of the better things I've done. I don't know if you held me down, I could tell you the 700 flaws in it, but
I think you should be proud. Do you deliberately? Is it a conscious choice to not curse on your albums?
Yes, yeah. I stopped. I stopped cursing about 8 or 9 years ago. I was never filthy. I was a little more profane, and but I was always. I got some advice from a friend of mine that said, "Hey, man, you're way too clean to not just go all the way clean." And there was some incentive. He was like, if you go all the way clean, I get this. I got this on your next project. I can get it a lot of attention.
Okay.
And
did you ever find yourself as you're making the transition, but the word "fuck" does fit here? I guess it's not that important, but
sure, man, sure. It's I enjoyed saying that quite a bit at certain times in my career, and it's powerful. But it took a while. And I never was crazy with it. Well, early on, I hope there's not any recordings of anything, because it was like just incessant and it was stupid. And I can think of a few podcasts right now where I was like, if I heard, I just sound like a moron. But yeah, it's sort of by putting up a few barriers, I think it kind of dialed my writing in a little bit.
I would, and you do a great, and obviously I curse, and you didn't bore me for a fucking second. That might be a weird compliment, but sometimes when I see things and they don't curse, it doesn't really ring true. Like, let's say I'm watching Star Wars and there's explosions and some dude's running across the screen. I'm like, really? He wouldn't just be going, fuck, 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 fuck. Really? Doubt it.
Yeah, that's true, man. Yeah, no, and I mean, some of my favorite comics are filthy, or
Right.
and I'm not self-righteous about it, and I don't really try to talk about it too much, because I think when you say, "Oh, he's clean," most people, like I used to, would be like, lame.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I want it to have an edge, but for me, it just worked. It just is. And then it's helped in that Nate is like, the biggest comic in the world right now. And he, a couple years ago, started wanting to build like a company where he had other comedians that he could feature. And Nate's such a great guy and generous, so it fit in there. So yeah, it helped me by being like, okay, rather than I can say anything I want within these guidelines, it just sort of helped me get a little funnier, I think.
And once in a while, you'll do kids shows, and you don't have to worry if the curse word falls out, right?
Right, right. Yeah,
Family
that's
shows.
kids and like family shows and corporate shows. I used to be like, okay, well, you're doing that edit thing as you're going. Now I don't have to at
Right.
all. That's kind of fun, you know.
You
I
did
used
me
to be like, a couple of times I've been in a situation where like, oh, hey, this is the dirty show. And I'm like,
right.
I don't even know what I used to be able to say, like, like I don't even know now. Like I'm just gonna get
Right.
a little louder, actually.
Thank you very fucking much. Good night. I'm like, all right, did
I,
that does that
I
count?
did I did used to do that early on in my career where it was called Blue Monday. It was like, this is when everybody goes blue. And I just wanted the stage time. So I would
Right.
just do my act and swear when it didn't make sense in between the jokes,
You
just
tried
so
for different themed shows. You're like, aren't we all on the spectrum? Can I
yeah, yeah,
come?
yeah, 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 yeah. And they were like, no, we thought you were coming anyway. Uh yeah.
But these family shows, you did me a big favor, and I didn't. I it felt like a big ask from me that you were doing a family show.
Oh yeah, man.
Somebody,
Cincinnati was it?
yes,
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, that wasn't a big ask at all. Yeah, yeah, we just I got to meet a friend of yours
yeah,
kid, right? Yeah.
yeah. Catan and her kid she comes to our chat room on Wednesdays, and she said oh, we're going to see Greg. It's a family show, and I go, what do you want him to say? I'll make him do it. And then after that, I go, hey, I don't know if this is weird. 20 years of Keith and the Girl, I've never asked a guest something like this, but this is, what the kid looks like. If, and really only if you interact, maybe you can do something special. And you said you interact anyway. So I'm like, okay, good. It was so sweet that you included him in kids tell a joke. They
Yeah,
said have him
yeah.
prepare a joke. And it made their day, and I appreciated it very
Oh,
much. I just want to say it again.
yeah, thanks, buddy. No, those things that's easy for me to do. And whenever somebody brings these, like I don't know, my life is on the road and there's always emails coming in or like, and whenever somebody says like, oh, there was this thing, I have this immediate panic, like, oh no, did I do the right thing? Did I do what
Mm,
they asked me to do? Like when you
right.
said that, I was like, wait a minute, I remember Keith asking, did I do the thing? And thank God I did. But yeah, those shows are really fun, man. And it's like, yeah, it's fun to see. Like, if ever I could figure out a way to market it, I don't want to be like a kids comic, but it's like people walk away from those shows happier than they walk away from anything because the adults show up and they're thinking, all right, this is like taking my kid to the ice capades or the
Right.
puppet show. It's going to be a chore. And then they realize I'm in a comedy club. I'm not doing a kiddie show. I'm just doing my act basically.
Right.
So they're like, wait a minute, I'm getting credit for doing something for my kid. And I'm like going to a comedy show. And then the funny thing is like, it's usually at a comedy club. And usually one of the parents starts thinking, well, he's driving. And they're like, wait a minute, I can sit here on a Sunday afternoon and drink and watch
Right.
and watch comedy. This is great. And then at the end, we get kids on stage and they're like, oh, I get to see my kid tell a joke or have fun
Yeah.
or we try to like interview them and
And they
um
remember that forever. It made his day, and I know he'll remember it literally
cool, yeah,
forever.
yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's an easy ask, man. Always ask for that kind of stuff. And if anybody's ever asking for something for a kid or their kid or whatever, I'm always
Right.
like, you got to do that. Come on, man. You
Still, though,
got
I
to.
didn't know if I didn't know. Is it
No,
out of line?
no,
But
no. If it's
might as
you
well,
can
might as well
always
ask.
ask. Always ask.
He's 13 years old, and when he went on stage, I was nervous. Like, this better not be the worst fucking joke ever told, right? It's like, and, I have a buddy that's a musician. Every time he puts out an album, I'm nervous. I'm like, they know you're
Yeah,
my
yeah,
best
yeah,
buddy. Oh shit.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good. Okay, good. This was his joke. I was pleased. What are serial killers' pronouns? They/them.
That's
I liked
hilarious.
it.
That's a great joke.
Oh
It's a
yeah.
fantastic
At
joke.
first, I wondered if you're like, oh my god, is this political?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, that's the other thing is at least every couple of shows, and I don't do these very often. I probably do 6 or 7 a year, man. But some kid gets up there, and I'm like, oh no, no, like
You can feel it.
this kid has a parent that is not a good parent.
Right.
But like, it's a dirty one. And I'm like, oh, but one of my favorites, I think, was this kid gets up there and I can't remember exactly, but I always have a friend of mine, Sean or Tim, do it with me or Ryan. And you get up there, this kid goes, let me tell you about the Chinese. And we're like, well, no.
Shit.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
In this the stand up, the champ, you talk about doing the New York Times crossword, and you mentioned how as soon as you start it, there's a timer that goes, and sometimes you take naps. And the New York Times is like, who's this fucking guy that's playing this game for 3 days? My girlfriend she does those games. She does the full crossword, but she also does the mini. And I know, just an example to brag what a genius she is, she'll do the mini under 8 seconds. I see that timer myself, and I'm like, fuck this. You're not judging me. I pay for this shit.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm a Wordle guy. I'm a connections guy. That's it for me. It's too much. And I don't like, tell me how you feel, though, bringing up like thinking, are we dumb? Is everybody dumb? The Wordle, I start my day with it, and it can affect my day.
Yes. Well, that's more like the crossword puzzle for me.
Okay.
I'm not as invested in the Wordle. Connections has made me angry a few times.
Things that might be related to the letter A.
Yeah. Connections has made me angry.
Yeah.
But the crossword puzzle has affected my mood in some cases, and I'm like, well, I'm not a pleasant person to be around today, and it's because I'm not doing well in this crossword puzzle. The crossword puzzles, I mean, I support your girlfriend. I haven't met her yet, and I'm sure she's a great person. But tell her, like,
what do you try to prove?
Don't do the mini. The mini is for come on. Don't do the mini. Tell her
she does them both. She does them both, to be clear.
But what is she doing? What is she doing? If she truly does the big one, it just reeks of amateurism. Like, don't do the mini. Don't even talk about I did the mini in 8 seconds. Okay, but it's like you're better than that. Like, you're a person who does the regular puzzle. She's not making herself look good with this mini talk.
I was impressed.
I hear somebody start talking about the mini. I'm like, well, maybe you ought to head over to Highlights magazine and do some puzzles over there because like that's don't do the mini. Okay?
I did the mini with my brother. It took us over 5 minutes easily.
Well, I know, but you're a different story. I don't think you're a seasoned crossworder.
Right. No,
it sounds like your girlfriend is, and she doesn't need to be really bringing herself down to your level.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's if I fuck up the world at the beginning of the day, it's like putting my leg in the wrong pants leg, and I'm like, this is how the day's gonna start.
Yeah.
Good morning.
God, I wish I would have, because I have it's one of those things where like I've had that thought on some level, and like that should have been in the special, like because it's a really great take, Keith. It's like because it's like, yeah, I everything's you're immediately negative, everything's ruined. I don't even see it happening sometimes. I'm like, why am I in a bad mood? Like, we haven't even done anything today. Why am I?
It's like waking up and then the world goes, you lose, go get them.
Yeah. But it's even worse than you lose. It's not like, you're dealing with misfortune. It's like, you're stupid. You're too stupid. You're too stupid to start the day. You're stupid. You can't get this word puzzle. And a lot of you're an idiot. Now, go ahead and do your best. Yeah.
And then sometimes these puzzles compare you to the world, like you're in the bottom whatever percent. I'm like, okay.
I don't need to hear that.
I already know I lost.
Yeah, I already know what percentage I'm in. Yeah.
Phew, you got lucky today. Fuck you. In the stand-up, you mentioned barbecue, and that when you're on the road, you deliberately find a barbecue spot. Of course, you don't want to ask people because they're like, oh, yeah, no, not the one you're thinking. You want to go down the road 45 fucking hours. But I noticed this when I visit Charlotte, when you bring up these barbecue joints, it's like, oh, I'll take the ribs. And they're like, the ribs? It's 3:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Why would we still have the fucking ribs? This guy wants the ribs. Yeah. It's on the sign.
Yeah, this is my fault. I'm supposed to be upset. I'm the idiot because there's a little sign behind you that says, you've been open since 1974. Oh, really? I would think in that span of time, you would have gotten a little better handle on the demand for your product. But I'm the bad guy because you're open. That's almost as bad as
make more.
Yeah, make some more. Could you just make some more? Could you do? Well, they take a long time. Well, then make some more yesterday. You knew you were going to be out of ribs. Don't come at me because I mean, I'm the customer here. And then the next level is these barbecue places. We're open till from 11 till when we run out. No, I'd like to see you. How about till 4? Okay, can you not just say till 4 and try over time to not be out of anything between 11 and 4? Yes, you're going to run out every now and then because you're going to get it wrong. But I bet you could dial it in a little better than you're dialing it in right now.
If you're out by noon, you won't get stuck with shit at 4.
Yeah,
no matter how you play it.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe that's a little bit of the cost of doing business is you guys maybe just make a little too much every now and then, and you could kick some to the food bank, okay?
Right.
But I think you're doing well. Like you guys you're that much about inventory control that you only have ribs from 11 to 11:09. Come on.
You say something like, "Hey, Billy, where's Santa Claus? This guy wants ribs."
Yeah, it's just
That's a great point. They're fucking assholes. The special is called The Champ. You can Google Greg Warren or go to Greg Warren Comedy. And I think you're going to be pleased. And I said this before and I'll say it again. If you got Greg Warren in your town, and again, his calendar is on his website, gregwarrencomedy.com, and you don't go, that is a disservice to you, and that is a disservice to the God that made you. And I don't think I'm exaggerating, Greg.
I'll take it, man. I'll take it. You know what? I'm not all about extremes, but in this case, I'm on your side.
That's right. The podcast is called The Consumers.
Yeah.
You digging it?
I am. I'm new at it. We're about 6 months in, and I think you've been doing it a tad longer than that.
A couple more.
Yeah. Were you the first? Were you and Jimmy Pardo the first?
I was before Jimmy Pardo.
Were you before Jimmy Pardo?
Way.
Okay, sorry.
That's all right.
And I think Jimmy has mentioned that to me. I think he knows that, but
if he says otherwise, you tell me.
I'm going to talk to him.
All right, I have his number.
I'm actually doing his podcast tomorrow.
Bring that up. Go. I was just with Keith and the Girl, the first comedy podcast.
I think he may be the one that has told me that you guys. So
all right.
So yeah, I'm enjoying The Consumers. It's it's certainly a different art form, and I'm learning it, but it's really fun, and it's taken us a while to sort of figure out how we interact. But it's we pick a product every week, do a deep dive on some brand, any brand.
What was the last one?
The Orville Redenbacher episode has been recorded and is released this week.
Okay.
And it's coming out we come out every Tuesday. And yeah, I mean, I have to do a little prep for it, which
you got to eat the food.
I got to do we actually really do research the history of the brand and how it came around and all that. So, it's it's a little bit of prep, which at some days I regret that, but then I also realize that's the kind of a thing you need to do to keep your brain working. Do
you ever get you're looking up, let's say Orville Redenbacher, and you find out he had slaves, and you're like, I just wanted a simple show that's fun.
It's so funny you say that because I have, as evidenced by this podcast, I've run from a couple of brands because you can tell I just don't want to get into it now. I just don't. Yeah, there is every now and then there is something horrible about this brand. I'm like, you know what? I just would rather. We don't. If there's certain business things that they did wrong. We don't run from it per se, but I didn't get into this. I didn't start this podcast to skewer or roast brands or do to out them. I did it to celebrate brands. And so
will somebody bring up what about Aunt Jemima? Nope.
Yeah.
Uncle Ben, I doubt it.
Yeah, exactly. Those are probably a couple where I'd be like, it's going to make somebody feel bad. Right. And that's not, there's other stuff to feel bad about. We covered much of it on this time today.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, you were a good sport, and I hope I didn't give you too much agita. But the news has to get out there.
I understand, Keith. I understand. Yeah,
I deliberately saved Diddy for another day. I want you to know that. Okay, Greg, thank you so much for your time. Anything else the audience should know?
No, man. I had a blast talking to you. I'll hopefully see you in North Carolina this summer.
Again, I got a spare room, not a problem. I have a fireplace I'm going to rent out to people, make a couple bucks on the side. I'm used to
Uh,
these studio apartments, so
you're
somebody
gonna
will
just
pay
you're
it.
gonna just gonna rent the fireplace.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen people rent out worse.
This is brilliant.
I
Yeah,
rented out like a loft space in a New York City apartment, the loft space where you would put like suitcases and shit they made in their bedroom. It's a fucking crazy city.
that's it is, man. It is. I think you're gonna find when you get to Charlotte that its space is not as at much of a premium.
Right. Well,
I'm
you know
not.
what?
I'm not trying to rain on your.
Sure.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it may take a while to rent this fireplace out.
We'll see. Right. But I'm thinking about the traveling people.
I see.
We'll see.
Gotcha.
We'll see what
Yeah.
happens. Yeah, I'm just gonna send when I get there. I told people yesterday at the party that they're like, "Shit, send me pictures of your place." I'm like, I'm just gonna send you pictures of space
Yeah, man.
just to make you jealous.
Yeah, yeah,
You won't have to move 5 things to play VR.
yeah.
You
You're
know?
just rolling around. Yeah, yeah,
That's exciting. Greg, thanks again. I appreciate it very much.
yeah. Great talking to you, buddy.